solution.
It's not a good solution, but taking their tent is worse.
But this is not, ODOT cannot resolve homeless questions.
Yes,
ODOT
it
is
shouldn't make
very-
them worse. It shouldn't be making them worse.
Stop harassing them.
Very
Stop
limited
You guys are
issues.
killing people.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
You're
what kind
killing
of
people.
solutions.
You're traumatizing people. Oh, you don't think that you kill people. You don't think that's part of your job? It is.
Are you accusing me of killing
Yes.
people?
If you work for ODOT and you're behind these seats, you are killing people.
Ashamed of being at ODOT.
Yeah.
Shame is coming down.
Do you know how many people died during the homeless sweeps during the Rose Parade? Two.
Two people died.
Where were those?
On ODOT land,
I
On
had,
T-Bot
was that the,
land,
was that the
on
rocks that we were
city
talking about
land.
earlier?
No, that's just separate.
That was where?
You
That
don't
was
think-
separate.
You don't think homeless sweeps kill people? Well, you need to
Well, I know that there's a lot
examine
of-
the issue a little more, buddy.
The two people he's talking about died of
I don't
exposure.
know what you think you think, oh, that the law overrides human rights? Sorry. You wanna know what?
That's fascism.
We're gonna take control. You know, the Nazis, they did everything by the law too. You know? You know that was all legal? You know that was all legal, right? And you know they started with the homeless people first, right? You know about that? Yeah. Well, if you don't know about that, you need to
No, they started with the homeless and the mentally ill.
They started with Jews first.
no, they
No.
didn't.
Okay.
You don't know your history, and you don't even know the history.
We're not here to argue about World War II. We're not arguing about World War II.
You
Stop the
don't know your
sweeps.
history about ODOT, and you don't know World War II history.
Kip, we're not arguing about World War II history. Yeah, look,
You're not the.
I'm
you're
just
not
an
the
advocate.
gatekeeper, buddy.
I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not attempting
How
to be a
many
gatekeeper.
years have
I'm not
how
attempting
many
to be a
years
gatekeeper,
have you
Kip.
been
Kip, I'm
homeless?
with you. I'm with you.
No,
Kip,
you're talking
stop.
over me, and you're not fighting for
But you've
me
already had your
because
voice.
I was homeless forever.
This isn't about us.
and
This is not about us.
But you know what, here's the
I
thing.
don't want to hear your gatekeeping bullshit. I
This
think
is-
you
this-
work.
let's
I think
not
you
fight.
work
This is
for
not
the
about
city.
us. This is
You-
not
I
about
think
us.
you
actually know who he is.
I think you work for the city.
Yeah.
I think you're controlled opposition. I think you're under contract. I think you're trying to water down the movement. I think
None of that is true.
Yeah,
None of that is true.
You're going off.
we'll see. Okay.
Facts, man.
So I just
Just
don't
got
want.
instincts, and those aren't.
So don't.
Kip,
Yeah, well,
none of that is true.
you're a former FBI trainer in
That's not true.
counterinsurgency, so I don't want to
Dude,
hear
you're full of fucking lies, man.
I
Nobody
can't-
can
I
hear
can't
you.
have
Epic
this.
here.
We really would need an appointment.
Who the hell are you?
With who?
Director here.
You don't have to. You can set that up through his office or try to set it up.
This
with
is
his office.
Well,
You know-
they actually referred me to the citizen advocate who said we beat you.
What
You're getting a runaround.
I'm not
I'm sorry
I'm not
for your
into people
bureaucratic
like
runaround.
cutting me off and being gatekeepers.
one of the things that I find really interesting is you continuously like
Have you been homeless before?
consistently stand behind that the reason that you're doing this is to protect
I'm glad you're at
you as
least.
a property
I'm glad
owner,
you at
correct?
least
So
have a
so
little
the
more
only reason that you are
experience in Bahia.
sweeping people is to protect yourself as a property is basically what I'm
Well,
hearing.
we have obligations
As property
under
owners.
the law to
Right.
make sure that this
So
property
the
is
only
properly
reason
maintained.
you're doing this is to protect yourself as a property owner.
No, I mean, it's more complicated than that. I don't think that's accurate. I think what we're doing is we're trying to make sure that we're protecting the interests of the Oregon taxpayers and making sure that the land that we
These
are
people
entrusted
who
with
sleep on the land
is protected properly. And people don't understand that. And the law says they can't camp there. And that's what we are trying to enforce, is that part.
But are you guys getting
Protect yourself
complaints?
as a property owner.
No, I
only thing you're doing is
don't
to protect
think it's
yourself as a
protecting, what
property
do you mean
owner.
protect ourselves?
Because you are consistently saying that the reason these people can't sleep there is because it's against the law, and so you are protecting the interest of the people who control this land, which is supposedly everyone, like pretty much everyone standing in
I
this
think
room
you're
right now.
misinterpreting what our role is in all of
Then
this.
please
Well,
explain
I
it
think
again.
when you're saying that. I'm
Can you
trying to
elaborate?
protect myself, I think when you're saying.
What is
I'm
your
trying to-
sincere role with regard to these sweeps?
I think what we're.
Don is
as-
the spokesperson of ODOT, is that correct?
Yes,
You are the spokesman for ODOT?
not for the whole agency, but for the Portland area.
Okay,
Name's Don Hamilton.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Under the law, we are obligated to enforce the trespass, well, we're obligated to, as property owners, when there's no camping requirements and no trespass requirements. Well, the law entitles us to do is to remove any property that's there. This is usually done in conjunction with police. We have asked people to leave, but we do not have any authority, not being a police agency, to remove any people.
Can I ask you a question about, since you're going to be communicating the concerns that we're bringing to
Yeah,
your manager?
I am.
You know, our first demand is a moratorium, right? We want the ODOT to follow the city on a moratorium on sweeps, but there's also this issue of, you say that you ask people to leave and post. Now, that's not publicly posted, in the sense that there's a laminated piece of paper that's put on a tree, but none of us, other than seeing that tree, know that ODOT is posting that post. It's not posted to any sort of website, there's no Twitter feed, things like that.
Which
You know,
by law, we wouldn't even be on the property to see that.
yeah, right, we don't know until
Which we're not
a
allowed on the
neighbor
property.
takes a picture, puts it on the internet, and there's an
You
alert.
would like to see these postings.
You're well aware of
And
this.
actually,
On
you
your
don't even
website.
laminate them most of the time.
Yeah.
You
They
leave,
are,
you
they
leave
are
a
even
piece of
proof
paper
of
that's not even laminated and it dissolves in the rain half the time.
And you're not required to tell the city of Portland that you're doing these. How do you guys pussyfoot around that?
I can't, there's no phone calls that I can make or another, I'm concerned about people dying, right? I don't want someone who's gonna be swept, be left without a tarp, a tent, and a sleeping bag, because they're gonna die in this weather. Now, when you left Party Camp yesterday, ODOT went and swept somewhere else, somewhere that we didn't know about. We had no idea that that other place had been posted because there's no way for us to know. Now, we will come and protest, we will ask the media to do these things, and that will make ODOT's job harder, I understand that. But we also care about these human beings, right? So having a process where the city and the public knows where ODOT is posting is incumbent upon the
Okay,
agency.
I
think this is a
understand your
public
point.
It's
I mean,
imperative.
we do, as you know,
How
we
do you
have a
like
lot.
this for an idea? We
Wait.
block the gates and
Wait a minute, wait a
and we
minute.
start
Hang on.
blocking
That's
ourselves.
an interesting idea for you, I'll
Yeah.
pass that along. You know, as you know, we do many of these
The
here.
gates where
These are
these
going on
guys
all the time.
have
I'm sorry,
to
go ahead, what were you saying about
work
gates?
What would you say if we start locking ourselves to your inmate work crew trucks and stuff like that and making your job like 100 times harder than it is? Because that's what's gonna happen, okay? That's what's gonna happen.
We will be.
Desperate people do desperate things
You
at
wanna
desperate
start
times.
killing people, watch, this is just the very beginning. This is the first snowball of the avalanche that's coming.
Yeah, civil disobedience
Okay?
is totally justified in conditions where the bureaucratic machinery going
We're
around
escalating,
ways
this is
killing
your
people.
threat.
Civil disobedience is totally justified in this case.
We're threatening to come back and come back and come back.
It's
I agree with Kip.
survival, okay?
It's human life that we're talking about.
That's right.
Survival.
These are neighbors, these are community
Survival
members.
over
The only difference
rule
between them and
law.
us
First of all,
is they
sorry
don't
about
have
the
a home.
Nazi thing, that doesn't reflect my
I've
views.
been called worse. I gotta deal with Channel 8 all the time.
You brought up the issue of the legal requirement that you maintain ODOT property. Who has the authority to suspend that during a winter emergency? Is that something that ODOT's management,
Yeah.
you believe,
And
has
if
the
you wanna
authority to
draft
do?
some kind of a statement that requests this, you know how to reach.
I already have it, I posted on Facebook, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, or you know how to reach the people in charge of that. It's a perfectly good request. I don't know what'll happen to it.
Okay.
But send it along.
Yeah.
Be specific. Say the things you wanna do, spell out the reasons. Mention the Nazis or not. But spell out the reasons in there about why that's important
Yeah.
for the issues of human life that are involved with this.
You can just.
And
tell them
mention
what
the
you want.
cities too, but I think that's a perfectly good idea. If you send it to me,
Yeah.
I'll make sure it gets sent.
He'll get it to you before we leave today, because he did a phenomenal job yesterday and wrote a very lengthy, articulate description as to what needs to placate here.
We need to put it
So-
on
But I
law.org and get
I
some
wanna be
signatures before we
understood,
get to
is,
them, I think.
is,
We need some kind of.
does ODOT have the
Because there's-
authority to issue a moratorium?
Not really, no.
Or would it?
No, we have obligations under the
Maybe-
law, but, you know, I don't know. Is the
How does ODOT supersede
Point
city
you're
policy?
right.
Hey, Joaquin,
We let this ladies through,
Pardon me.
excuse us, you need to get to the door of the
Elevator.
elevator. Can we-
Stop the sweeps, working for ODOT is like.
I think you need to look at the excuse, whatever professional mechanism which is required in the middle of this.
Oh, what?
Because that would be an issue that
Thank
the
you.
Department of Justice would have to work on.
You're killing
Because
people.
we're operating under the, state law and the Oregon administrative rules.
That state law, administrative rules.
I can quote it, I can find it for you.
Sorry, I'm like.
Okay, thank you, Vaughn.
The city of Portland has already.
Maybe what we should do is send them a copy
But now
and
the city
then
of Portland is being
get
sued by
signatures
the
and send them a
landlords
copy with the
as of
signatures
13th
on it.
of
Yeah.
last month,
Good call.
because of the release that they gave.
Because I think most people in Portland are totally
But they're-
behind
they're
stopping.
committed to fighting.
We
Yeah.
see, everyone sees the suffering. I was at the party camp yesterday and some lady stopped by, she was a neighbor, she's like, we made all this extra soup. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
people's hearts are breaking, you know?
Yeah, I was there too. In fact, I talked to Dawn Hamilton.
Oh, she was at the hospital when I got there, she'd gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was based on that item.
The Boise case.
The Boise.
But our law was struck down in 2000, where we had a public and a private camping ban, it was struck down as
I
unconstitutional.
understand, yeah. We still are, under the law, there are areas that ODOT is allowed to post on public property that prohibit certain activities, including camping. There are other areas that are posted for no trespass also.
Right, so you decide. You just stated that ODOT decides whether you're.
Well, I mean,
you just
this
stated
is
that.
based on.
And then ODOT then also decides whether or not they're going to call the cops in to help these sweeps. So whether you want to place it on the law, whether you want to place it on the police, whether you want to place it on, it is ODOT's final decision.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
right.
what the system does. They blame each other. Oh, it's not us. It's
And that's why
these
I
guys.
I know, there's a lot of
Yeah.
bureaucratic running around.
You know
because
what?
the
I
city
deal
has-
with this all the time. It's like 5 calls and then you get sent right back to the same guy you just talked to, and then you do 5 more calls and you're right. It's a vicious cycle of total bullshit, and we're not buying it.
The city has its own laws it has to operate under as we do too.
Yeah,
but earlier,
but you know what?
you said that.
We
you
don't
know-
care about laws, and
Well,
you know what?
yeah, we do. Don't write that down.
I especially
Because you know what, that doesn't
I
have to
especially
be the
don't
whole
care about
tenant
laws
community.
because I'm an
We do care about
anarchist,
laws.
okay?
Ones that make sense.
So I'm gonna fight this like an anarchist and not care about your little laws, okay? Yeah.
I mean, earlier you were saying that you're getting a lot of pushback, especially this week from the community. But
Yeah.
yet ODOT isn't slowing down at all. I mean, just yesterday, they're out at the camps again.
And the day before they were too.
There are notices all over,
Why aren't they
so.
listening to the community?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. What was it?
Well, my question is, if ODOT